All right, picking up after the end of garbology, we have nuclear waste sites. Um, some nuclear waste could still be deadly 25,000 years from now. If there are archaeologists 25,000 years from now, they will need to know that if they dig, they could be risking their lives. So archaeologists have made several recommendations to protect these future excavators from exposure, including special tags or decals or some objects to say warning, danger, whatever language you're speaking by then, that you'd be able to know that this is really something you don't want to be digging up. Forensic archaeology, we have law enforcement, criminal investigation, genocides, trying to figure out what happened and who was killed and how. We've already talked about that. Disaster archaeology, the identification of remains following disasters. These are all different varieties of archaeology. Pseudo archaeology is not archaeology, it's pseudoscience. One, aliens did not build the pyramids. And two, there is an actual process that you can go through to evaluate claims and make sure that whatever you're seeing on the History Channel or um, Discovery or whatever is not actually true. Could these pyramids have been built by the aliens? With a rising inflection, meaning this is a question? No, it's not a question. Nobody believes that. I mean, yeah, technically, legally, you have to put it into the form of a question so that you're not being seen to be lying on your publicly available broadcast frequency, uh, subsidized by the taxpayers to be spreading your lies. You put it in the form of a question, and you can have plausible deniability, which you'll see. Just watch for it. They put it into a question in any case. Is that question actually testable? Is the hypothesis testable? If this is wrong, how would you know? Is there a way to find out if you're wrong? Reject any hypothesis that cannot be tested. So, um, uh, uh, trying to figure out whether the angels built the pyramids is not a testable hypothesis. Does the hypothesis fit in with what we already know generally? If you say, oh, the pyramids are 25,000 years old, and we can show with science that 25,000 years ago it would have been impossible to have built the pyramids, and we have all of these the carbon-14 datings of them being much more recent, then um, you can say no, that doesn't fit in with what we already know, and just be suspicious, right? Occam's Razor, is there a simpler explanation? How many assumptions do you have to make to accept this explanation versus that one? We have to assume the existence of aliens. We have to assume intergalactic travel, or at least travel from other solar systems. How long would that take? How is it possible? All of these other assumptions that you have to make when you talk about aliens versus, oh, humans made it. Humans are already on the Earth. Wow, that's a lot easier. And then have all the hypotheses been subjected to the same critical attention? Are three explanations dismissed and then the fourth uncritically accepted because it was the only one left? This is the only answer. No, it's not. It's as good as any of the others and as bad as any of the others, and you have to test each one, and you can't just go with option four because it's the only one left, right? The only reason there's five options is because you haven't come up with the right one yet. So be a little more persistent, a little pushier toward your uh, presenters on reality TV shows. Okay, and that is that. Muckle, Chapter 7, Archaeology for the last 5,000 years.